Okay, all right, all right. We're live. So, welcome everyone. Super glad to have you here. Today, we have longtime friend and guest Tara Limbird from Arkansas. Tara, how are you today?
Doing great. It's hot in Arkansas. It's August.
Awesome. That's great. Well, if you don't mind, can you share a little bit about yourself and your company and the market that you serve?
Sure. Well, like Tom said, we're here in Northwest Arkansas, kind of the Bentonville area, home of Walmart. That's our claim to fame. And I've been in real estate for 17 years now, and we've had a team for about 11 years. And our market is, kind of very similar to across the country. I think right now it's hot. Summertime was crazy. Had a lot of people competing over the same home, and saw someone explain it like musical chairs the other day. I thought that was good. It's like this market is like there's only two chairs, but there's eight people trying to find a seat. And I'm like, that's probably a pretty good way to compare and to look at it. So
100%. I know. It's almost kind of like a high octane auction sometimes, isn't it?
yes, absolutely. It has
Yeah.
slowed down a little bit. Just August, kids are back in school and things slow down, and but usually after Labor Day for us here, it picks back up again until the holidays hit.
Yeah, we've seen just a very slight cooling. It
Mhm.
was like it was 200 miles an hour
Yeah,
in March and April. Now it's gone down to the like of probably about 150 miles an hour. So it's
right.
still we're still getting multiple offers on homes that are priced right, but at
Mhm.
least but it's not 60, 70 offers. Well,
Right.
so Tara, if you could share a little bit more. So, what inspired you to get into the real estate business, first of all?
Well, before I was in real estate, I worked for Wells Fargo. I did home loans, and I liked it, but it just is that feeling you just go to work every day and just sort of felt unsettled, like just that there was something else out there. And I probably date myself with a lot of things I say, but I go to monster.com. I don't even know if that's still a thing, and I'm sitting there at Wells Fargo, but I'm sitting there looking at what other jobs are out there, like when you're younger, you don't even know what jobs really exist, and so I just always was looking for something different. And a lot of people told me that I should get into real estate, but in my mind, I thought that becoming a realtor, they would just hand me a phone book and go, good luck and hope, and or go door knocking, and I didn't want to do that. So I found a position that came open in the newspaper back when people used to look for jobs there, and it was for a model home sales agent. And I thought, that's kind of interesting. I don't think I would mind that, working in a neighborhood, and that way I didn't have to go door knocking. And I never timed things right, but that's the only thing in my life I timed well, because that was in 2004, and that was a crazy market back then too, where you didn't really have to be very good at your job to be successful in real estate, and just learned a lot about new construction, and did well. And then that's kind of what catapulted everything from that point forward.
Wow, and you've had a great run. You're very successful. So that's just well. Tell me a little bit about your family.
Okay, well, my husband Nick and I, we own and operate Limbird Real Estate Group together. He actually used to be in orthopedic sales when we first met, but had a real estate license years ago, but just never did much with it. And when we got married, he's like, I've always thought about getting back into real estate, and that's how kind of how we started a team together. But we have one daughter. Her name's Ellie. She just started fifth grade, and we have three dogs: a golden retriever, a Sheltie, and a poodle. And the two littlest ones come to work with us almost every day. They're our office dogs and our door greeters, we say. But we stay busy. We have a lake nearby, Beaver Lake, real popular here in Northwest Arkansas, and so we spend a lot of time out at the lake. And then my husband Nick bought some land almost a year ago, and today he was out on the tractor. I don't even know what he was doing. He all of a sudden thinks he's a farmer or something now. I don't know what's going on. So
Well, that's awesome. And as you know, a lot of people are moving out of California, moving to Arkansas,
Mhm.
Tennessee, Utah, Arizona, all of these other locations. Maybe you can share a little bit about your market there, and then
Sure.
also maybe the average price and what that will buy you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're right, Tom. I mean, we've seen a lot of people from California, West Coast, and East Coast all moving here to Northwest Arkansas. A lot of times, Northwest Arkansas now is showing up anywhere between the top 5 and top 10 places to live. And I think a lot of that can be attributed to, our cost of living. Although it seems higher for us we're the Arkansas natives because the prices keep going up, but compared to other parts of the country, our average price point is about 265,000, and that'll buy you a lot of times a brand new home that's 1,800, 2,000 square feet, 3 beds, 2 bath, 2 car garage, all brick home, and a lot of times in a neighborhood with community pools and playgrounds and that kind of stuff. So our real estate taxes are extremely cheap compared to other parts of the country, and I know especially with people that are looking to retire, they're looking at, even if you sell your big mansion in California for millions and zillions of dollars and you move here and you own and you can buy your home free and clear, but obviously taxes are something you have to pay every year. And so people, they really pay a lot of attention to that.
Wow, well, that's awesome. Man, that sounds amazing. That sounds like you can really buy a nice home, very affordable. And then,
Mhm.
so what are some of the other amenities in your community that people can enjoy?
Sure. Well, like I mentioned, we do have Beaver Lake. We actually have about 4 or 5 lakes that are within about a 2 hour drive. Beaver Lake's like 20 minutes from just about everywhere in Northwest Arkansas. But I'm not a mountain biker. I feel like I need to be, but we're lucky enough, like I mentioned earlier, to be in the home of Walmart. And the Walton family, they've pumped a lot of money into our area, and they've put biking trails all through Northwest Arkansas. In fact, some of the Olympic trials for Tokyo were held right here in Northwest Arkansas. And our Airbnbs here are blowing up like crazy. People from Colorado, Utah, all coming here with their bikes. And it seems so crazy for people from Colorado and Utah. They're coming here to ride their mountain bikes. So a lot of outdoor things to do. And then we also, Alice Walton, about 10 years ago now, one of the Sam Walton's daughters, she built a museum called Crystal Bridges Museum, and it's one of the top 3 privately funded museums in the world. And that's has brought people really from all over the world that have come just to visit and to come to the Crystal Bridges Museum.
Wow. Well, that sounds amazing. That sounds awesome.
We
So
need you out here, Tom. Come visit us.
I know I love to mountain bike.
Oh,
Absolutely,
good.
100%, and boating as well, for sure. 100%. So, I know you've had a great real estate career, and we've been through, several cycles with the real estate market. But I was just going to ask you, has there ever been a point where you have felt maybe stuck, or maybe there was maybe some coaching you needed, or an area that you needed to grow?
Yeah, definitely. A couple times. In fact, I'll tell you this one. This one's a kind of a funny story. When I mentioned earlier, I started in real estate in 2004 when the market was booming, and then that first crash that happened. Of course, I had never been through a crash before, and at the time I was single, so I thought, oh my gosh, how is this going to work? This is my only income. So I decided to go back to. I enrolled to go back to college to be a pharmacist. And I made it for about 3 weeks in classes. And I'm like, screw it. I'll figure it out one way or the other. But it was a good lesson to learn that whether the market's a great market or a bad market, people still have to have somewhere to live. And so things keep moving on. So that was a good lesson. But yeah, I think about the time we hit around 450 to 500 transactions, we were kind of stuck at that point for several years. And so I'm definitely a big believer in coaching. I love to learn. That's, I think, one of the things I like about real estate is you can constantly learn something. And I think for me, a lot of it, the coaching that kind of pushed us over the hump is the realization that I can't do everything by myself. is that we have to hire other leaders on the team to help lead and guide and just give them that ability and that flexibility to take the team sometimes a direction that I wouldn't think to take it. But one person can only do so much, and although I think my ideas are wonderful, a lot of other people have great ideas too. So I'm getting better at listening to other people.
Well, that's awesome. And, I love the fact that you're growth minded and that you have always had coaching. I mean, there's really no successful business person or anyone successful in sports or in life that hasn't had coaching and mentors. In fact, I was lucky enough, just went to a Tony Robbins conference, and the 4 things that he shared with us that successful people all have in common is, number 1 is hunger. That's just a very common denominator. They're hungry to push and to push through their fears. Number 2 is focus. The path of success is to take massive action with determined action and, take control of the focus. Number 3 is energy. Successful people are able to create energy and build and sustain momentum, which is not always easy. And then also number 4 is gratitude. He's found, and I've found as well, that the successful people are extremely grateful, and also that, fears disappear when abundance disappears, when abundance appears, and you exude all of these qualities yourself. So I applaud you for that. So
thank you. I would have loved to have gone to see Tony Robbins. He's one of my favorites. Someday I'll walk across those coals with him.
I know, right? Yeah, absolutely. So how do you juggle everything? Oh my gosh, you have a family, you have a business, you have a company, your health. How do you juggle everything? How do you balance everything out, Tara?
Well, with a lot of help. I've definitely gotten better over the years, just, time management. And then just, again, I think hiring the right people that can help you. And, one of my screensavers, let's see if I still have it on there. At the beginning of the year, I put this on my phone saver to remember, and it said, 2021 will be a selfish year. My time will be invested on me, on improving myself. I want to become a better person physically and mentally. And that was just a good reminder, because for so long, I've been in real estate for 17 years, and I've made everything about work my main priority over my health, my family, my friends, everything. And I still think work's really important, but I've also learned I've got to find some of that balance. So a lot of it's just leverage. I hire someone to help me clean the house. I hire someone to help me run errands, and just, and just because my time now has become more important to me sometimes than the money side of it, which was always the focus in the beginning. And now it's just about leveraging and actually remembering you still have to enjoy life and take time for yourself and your family.
100%. Well, that's all. Well, thanks for your transparency. I too struggle with that. And I love, one of my coaches says it's not time management, it's choice management, right?
Yes.
We choose to manage our time. So well,
true.
that's all. Well, Tara, thank you so much for jumping on here today. So if anyone wants to reach out, how do they get a hold of you?
Sure. Usually the easiest way, you can find us on Facebook. You can go to our website. That's limbirdteam.com, or give us a call. I think you're going to be publishing or posting our phone numbers as well. Or you can email me, Tara@limbirdteam.com. You know how it is in this day and age, we're all easy to find. So
that's right. Well, thanks so much. Thank you for your time today. If anyone has any questions, reach out to Tara, and I'm sure she'll love to help. So thanks again, Tara. Thanks, everyone, and have a great weekend.